Hello, welcome to Study Circle. Today we are going to read Class 10th Standard Civics, Chapter 5, Outcomes of Democracy. This video is the summary of this chapter, and this video is only for revision purpose. So if you are preparing for any teaching exam or any competitive exam, this video is very useful for you. So without wasting any much time, let's start. Democracy. Democracy has some expected and actual outcomes of democracy in various respects, such as quality of government, economic well being, inequality, social differences, and conflict, and finally, freedom and dignity. Democracy is a better form of government. So, the following characteristic of democracy makes it a better form of government. First, democracy promotes equality among citizens. Secondly, it enhances the dignity of the individuals. Next, it improves the quality of decision making. Democracy also provides a method to resolve conflicts and it allows room to correct mistakes. So, what are the ideals of democracy? That it is accountable, responsive, and legitimate government. Democracy should produce a government that is accountable to the citizens and responsive to the needs and expectations of citizens. Democracy is concerned with ensuring that people will have the right to choose and control their rulers. Whenever possible and necessary, citizens should be able to participate in decision making that affects them all. Democracy follows the laid procedures. A citizen can know if a decision was taken through the correct procedures. One has the right and means to examine the process of decision making. It develops mechanism for citizens to hold the government accountable and mechanism for citizens to take part in decision making whenever they think fit. Democracies have had greater success in setting up regular and free elections and in setting up conditions for open public debate. So, economic growth and development in democracy. Before reading this topic, we will see a picture. So, basically, this is a cartoon to tell us about the disparities between the rich and poor. Should the gains of economic growth be evenly distributed? How can the poor get a voice for better share in their nation? What the poor countries do to receive a greater share in the world's wealth? So you can see in this cartoon that rich become richer, poor become poorer, and middle class is as usual is struggling. In the next image, you can see that how housing, healthcare, schooling, hunger are suffering. The poor kids are suffering from all these issues. And in this picture is that how the voice of poor being silenced. So, if democracies are expected to produce good governments, then it is fair to expect that they would also produce development. Factors affecting economic development is that country's population, size, global situation, cooperation from other countries, economic priorities adapted by the country, etc. The differences in rates of economic development between less developed countries with dictatorship and democracies is negligible. Democracy is expected to not to lag behind the dictatorships in this respect. Reduction of inequality and poverty. Perhaps more than development, it is reasonable to expect democracies to reduce economic disparities. Political equality. All individuals have equal weight in electing representatives. Reducing economic inequalities, the poor constitute a large proportion of voters, and no party would like to lose their votes. Yet, democratically elected government do not appear to be as keen to address the question of poverty. However, a good democracy must deal with such issues. Accommodation of social diversity. Democracy should produce a harmonious social life. Accommodate social divisions. Democracy usually develop a procedure to conduct their competition. This reduces the possibility of these tensions between explosive or violent. Handle conflicts. Democracy has ability to handle social differences, divisions, and conflicts. Non-democratic regimes often turn a blind eye to suppress internal social differences. A democracy must fulfill two conditions in order to achieve the outcome. First, the majority always needs to work with the minority so that government functions to represent the general view. Secondly, in terms of religion or race or linguistic group, rule by majority means that in case of every decision or in case every election, different persons and groups may and can form a majority. So in this image you can see that merely a 2% rich people have all the world's wealth and resources, and 50% of poor people have merely a piece of wealth. So this is the disparity between rich and poor. Another image you can see that these two images depict two different kinds of effects democratic politics can have on social division. Now, the dignity and freedom of the individuals. Democracy stands much superior to any other form of government in promoting the dignity and freedom of the individuals. The passion for respect and freedom are the basis of democracy. Democracies throughout the world have recognized this, at least in principle, and it has been achieved in various degrees in various democracies. For societies which have been built for long on basis of subordination and domination, it is not a simple matter to recognize that all individuals are equal. For instance, the democracy in India has strengthened the claims of the disadvantaged and discriminated caste for equal status and equal opportunity. Success of the democracy. People have developed awareness and the ability to expect and to look critically at power holders. A public expression of dissatisfaction with democracy shows the success of the democratic projects. It transforms people from the status of a subject into that of a citizen. Now, the interesting point of this chapter is that economic outcome of dictatorial regimes and democracy. Dictatorial regime. On an average, the dictatorial regimes have had a slightly better record of economic growth. So, if you like this video, then please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.